You are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. These are the leading top stories. President Ramaphosa addressed the business forum in China earlier, and Ponatshego Basha will be helping Thuto Boswa secondary matriculants with their matric farewell. In the business news, power and manufacturing boosts South Africa's economy, and in the sports news, the Betway Premier League has officially been launched. We begin here. President Ramaphosa addressed the South Africa-China Business Forum in Beijing earlier today. The president arrived in the Republic of China earlier this week along with his delegation from South Africa as well as other African heads of state. President Ramaphosa believes that South Africa is strategically placed for investment and expansion into Africa.
South Africa has one of the most welcoming business environment. We are a country of enormous growth and development. We are advantageously placed for companies looking to expand into the rest of the African continent, as Hisense has demonstrated and shown. Many Chinese companies have invested in South Africa, and many others have shown a keen interest to invest. There have been distinct moves into sectors such as manufacturing, banking, textiles, mining, and agriculture. Among the more significant investments was the investment by the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, which took a sizable stake in Standard Bank in the early years. Chinese electronics manufacturer Hisense entered the South African market in a much earlier period as well, and now it is using the base that it has built in South Africa with the commitment of the investments that it has made to export into the rest of the continent. And other Chinese flagship companies such as ZTE and Huawei Technologies are also expanding their presence in South Africa, but using South Africa as a springboard, as a gateway into the rest of the continent. Since the start of our investment drive in 2018, Chinese companies have made investment pledges to the value of well over 18 billion South African rands in manufacturing, in resources, in finance, agro-processing. This is the equivalent of $1 billion.
President Ramaphosa also spoke about reducing the red tape issues, which often becomes problematic for potential investors.
As part of our reforms, we are now going to focus on a sector like electric vehicles, and that whetted their appetite. It is further, our country has further opportunities in infrastructure. As Minister Tau was saying, our reforms are deep and they are going to be overarching. We are going to be looking at how we spread our infrastructure layout, and yes, in manufacturing as well, how we address some of the constraints and the red tape that many investors come across, including things such as making our visa regime a lot better. And I think that's one of the things that makes business people in Chinese uncomfortable. And we're going to be able to address that so that when you come to South Africa, you come in a place that is much more welcoming rather than the restrictions that we have had.
The president also said that South Africa will take lessons from China on how to alleviate our people from poverty as the People's Republic has completely transformed itself.
But we also face the challenge of poverty, how we should address poverty, and we are deeply impressed with the manner in which China has been able to lift so many people out of poverty and has built an economy that has continued to grow. many lessons for us on a number of fronts. And we have seen how China's transformation as a major economic powerhouse has many lessons for us and which we can learn from. We seek to achieve a similar transformation in our economy. Chinese companies will find there are innumerable business opportunities to manufacture products in South Africa using our excellent industrial experience and capabilities and infrastructure. We plan to move from being a large importer of manufactured products to being a major exporter. And in this regard, President Xi Jinping's wishes and my wishes are aligned, because that is the direction that we both want to see South Africa moving. We have seen this happen in our automotive sector. We have ambitious plans to modernize our infrastructure by investing in the expansion of our ports, in our rail, and in our roads network. And that is part of our reform process.
In other news, Ponatshego Basha will make dreams come true this matric dance season to the learners who do not have any means to attend this memorable milestone celebration event in the Northwest Province. This year, they will be at Thuto Boswa Secondary School in Ventersdorp, assisting the learners with outfits, makeup, hair, transportation, even decorations and catering from different donators around the province. Here's Kilebogile, the founder of the initiative, to tell us more.
Ke amohele mmohi ke o lebohele na Philadelphia Mangoeng mmohi ke ditaba tsa rona tsa Platinum Northwest TV tse ikgethileng mme letsatsing la kajeno re etile ha re diphaposing tsa rona tsa kgaso re tlile ho o Skilebogile e leng emong he wa di initiative tse kgolo tse di upullutseng ka hare ho province rona ya Northwest ho thusa batjha ba go jona di mahetleng le dikolo tse go jona di mahetleng hore ba tseba o fitlhella toro ya bona jwalo ka o tseba hore ha o so fitla dithutong tsane tsa sehlopha sa 12 ho na le mokete o ikgethileng o moholo o ba bangata ba sa kgona hore ba ka fitlhella ho ona ka baka la kgaello ya amatlole mme ka tsitsing la ka jeno ke na lo Skilebogile mme o tlo re qhaqholela dintho tsena tse ntle kapa sena sa se thakgotseng se a sebetsang ka sona letsatsing la ka jeno o Skilebogile. How are you?
Finding you.
Sharp.
Thank you.
O Skilebogile ke mang o tsweletse go ka wetsa
Dina la ka ke Kilebogile. I was born and bred mo Klerksdorp. Mo Klerksdorp keep busy ka go dira the events like your decor for weddings, any events that you can think of. That's where ka go entle can go teng.
So ka go entle ke lebitso la
mmereko wa ka. I'm employed by ka go entle catering and events.
So
today re tlo go bua ka Ponatshego ya Basha. Yes.
So ha re bua pele ka go entle ke ya ba
Ka go entle ke ya ka. Yes. It's my business. I started off ka 2011. It was actually a hobby.
Yeah.
So I turned my hobby into like profitable into a business. Yes. It's my passion. Yeah.
So tsatsing la jeno re tlile ka Ponatshego ya Basha. Ha re bua ka this initiative ya gago ya Ponatshego ya Basha rona ke eng mo go tsala ka re ho this vision ya Basha.
Ponatshego ya Basha, it's an initiative that I started with a good friend of mine. Started sometime this year. So our mission was to help those underprivileged learners, specifically my grade 12. As you know that when you get to grade 8
Yeah,
high school. Like you cannot wait to go to grade 12 and then celebrate a matric dance. Yeah. So because of my MYI economy, matric dance is very expensive and it puts a lot of pressure on Mobatadi. So that's when we came up with this initiative, like, no man, let's ask the community, individuals to contribute, donate dresses, shoes, you know, your pre-loved. It can be shoes, kind of
the suit,
evening gowns, you know. If you know a house at you know, contribute towards our initiative to say
so this thing ya hofana haizwe ho wena o le mo
so we have appealed to the community. Whoever wants to give back to the community, this can be a form of giving back to the community. So our vision and mission is target those like severely poor backgrounds, schools. We are not focusing on individuals. We are focusing more to So Regrele school, this year, our blessing goes to Thuto Boswa, secondary school in Ventersdorp. Yes. They've been selected to be the beneficiary of this place
this year.
Yes, of this year. Yes. By the way, our initiative it's an annual thing across Northwest province. Yes. So more province re thusa dikolo tseno. Yes.
So this year le tlo focus mo sekolong se one fela.
Re focus mo sekolong se one fela.
So this Ponatshego ya Ponatshego ya Basha le tlo tswela ka yona go like
yes, it's an annual initiative. It's an annual event. Yes. So from this year we focus on more to Basha secondary school, and then next year we focus on across Northwest province, but we focus on more they totally have a home. And
that's when you identify.
Yes, we are going to identify those poor schools, and then after that, we start the donations.
So, maybe the academic thing, school, because of, I think, if Lisheba maemo amole ha but le dithuto tsa teng di very poor. Sebetsa ya ka tsela because of ke nana re tlameha hore re bana ba ho be le
something that motivates.
Yes, so le company tse tlang tse tlo thusa le rona, we have to pick up.
Yes. Unfortunately enough, Thuto Boswa is one of the best performing schools in Northwest.
Hence, I know the school.
Yes, most of the top learners by grade 12 Thuto Boswa. Yes, so on the same breath, you know, scholars say about 190 learners. And mostly about multiplicity and then lemolication. So
so little cater the whole matriculates.
Yes.
Boys and girls.
Yes. We ask the school to identify those learners by Longore. So scholars say matric dance last year, but I think only 40 learners were able to pay towards the event. And then you know, you could see more ish you know. Yeah. So this year when we started this initiative with my friend, let's go back to that school, you know.
So I like your point body BN,
yes,
it's part of the donations
yes.
also.
Fortunately enough, most of the businesses that we went to ask for donations, they were very smitten about this initiative. Nobody said no to us. So we've got big brands, you know, big companies that have rooted for us and offered their support. One of the brands, I'm not going to say now, I want it to be a surprise. They've agreed on that day they will offer us a few cars to transport the top achievers. The top achievers, it's a number of always they identify the six. So by they will take out their cars and then accompany the learners no red carpet. Yes. By the way, our event is going to happen more Rio Casino, 19th.
So donation.
Yes, Rio also has donated something, you know, not 100%, but something. Yes. So Leone is one of the big brands. They've rooted for us and offered to support us.
Okay, ho bana ba sa khona hore ba ka fitlhella toro ya bona ya hore ba go matric dance, because I feel like it's very painful.
It's very painful.
So when now we are coming again to control.
I for one, many years ago, I was unable to attend my matric dance because when I was in you know, so that day I remember it was very painful for me. It was on a Friday. I couldn't wait that day. It failed, you know, because next you know, and even today I still wish for the Asian I cannot relive that moment, you know. And you know, matric dance, it's one of the milestone in our educational journey. That's when we close our you know, our academical journey, more secondary, primary. That 12 years of learning, you know, we celebrate great memories with your fellow learners, classmates, you see. So all I can say to them is Ponatshego is here. Is here to help you. We will help you to realize your dream. And I'm not taking credit for Ponatshego. Is not only taking credit, the community, you know, the individuals. We have good friends, good Samaritans that have been coming to my workplace. But donate messages, you know,
I see that even
yes, we have a good Samaritan as well. One company has donated about 200 heads for the girls. Yes, and another thing, on the day of the event, it's not about the glitz and glamour of matric dance. We are going to have motivational speakers there. We have a clinical psychologist who is going to be offering mental wellness to the learners. We also have a health practitioner who will also be offering health awareness in learners. We have a list of people buying for the advice,
Department of Education.
Yes, Department of Education, it's supporting us, you know. puso ya bereka e batla fela rona community re ye go go bone re bue le bone re ba bolele ditlhoko tsa rona ke eng le eng puso ya mamela if o ba approach yes. And then also we have companies by they are going to contribute exam care hampers and the toiletry, and then also we have the designers more top designers they've agreed to partner with us to dress the top achievers. So this event really it's going to create like beautiful memories for the learners.
So have a petela taba ya rona ke se o ka se kopang hape ke nna o tseding ha di so fela and rena le batho ba maybe ba ntse ba emetse ho utlwa sena sa hao is ke se ka se tsholo go
babogi ba Platinum TV Northwest se re se kopang mo go bone ke support mo this initiative. We are not asking dilo tse already like
trees and land.
Yes, no. Re kopa fela gore ha ba ka donate the evening gowns, evening outfits, the makeup artists by they would love to make up some of the learners. You are more than welcome. Please support us. Hairdressers, if the corner, they can also join us. As well as the donation, we've asked donations as well for the boys. We got this initiative here on, and it's not only focused more on banyana, le bashimane, re tlo ba donate the roll on. Akere banyana ba kry depends. Yes, so we've got a company that is partnering with us for Batara donated the roll on because that school really when you like enter the premises of school, all you see is poverty, and it's very painful, So,
but Baba can donate nakon inana baka ofumana
Baba Atanko donate Mokorona. I can give my numbers and that of my partner. The number that is 083-581-1061, and then that of my partner is Inalaka Palesa. They can call her as well. 076 252 0028.
It's very touching.
It's very touching.
It's very touching. The matric there. So we thank you a lot for this initiative.
Yes.
It's a very big thing.
It's a very big thing. Yes.
So Manzo, how
ke gore Ponatshego ya Basha e fitlhile gore tlo go thusa Basha. We are not only doing this year. We are going across Northwest Province. All we are asking is individuals, businesses, please let's contribute towards this initiative. Let's give back to the community. Yes.
Thank you,
Ostego.
Mohi ineli oskile bokhile a re blela ka Ponatshego ya Baswa ene yona motheo o ba uthileng bakeng sa hore ba thuse dikolo tse go jana a dimahetleng mme ba sa shebe fela taba ya hore ba be ba teng ba shebe le taba ya hore ba ithuta ka tsela le mokgwa o feng ene re tope ya mokwatle ho ditaba tsa Platinum on Northwest TV. It's your heart.
In more news, earlier today, MEC Selolehari and his executive management conducted an oversight visit through the Rebona ka Matlo program at the Phokeng Forensic Pathology. This is his second visit by the MEC in a space of a month following delays caused by external stakeholders who are demanding work on site. MEC Lahari was accompanied by the executive mayors of Bojanala District Municipality and the Rustenburg Local Municipality, together with senior management from the department and both municipalities. Progress has been registered with at least 75% of the work done. This is the biggest mortuary in the region. Commitment from both the contractor and the project manager was made that the last day of November 2024 will then be the last day that the project will officially be handed over to the department for all operations. On to the story now. The Northwest Department of Education, in partnership with the Department of Basic Education and the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, that's UNICEF, has successfully concluded the first day of its 3-day provincial online safety training workshop held at the Kingsgate Palace in Rustenburg. Scheduled to proceed from the 3rd to the 5th of September, the training aims to equip educators with the essential knowledge and skills that they can transfer to learners on how to navigate the digital landscape safely and effectively. The online safety training provides valuable insights into online safety practices and strategies to address challenges faced by the school communities. MEC for Education in the Northwest, Viola Mutsumi, expressed her enthusiasm for the workshop's success. Moving on to international news, a major shake-up of government is underway in Ukraine after at least 7 ministers and senior officials resigned and a presidential aide was fired. Among those to quit late on Tuesday and early Wednesday morning were Minister of Foreign Affairs Dmytro Kuleba, who alongside President Volodymyr Zelensky has led the drive to maintain Western support. About a third of the positions of the cabinet are now vacant. Zelensky, who was elected in 2019, signaled last week he planned a major reshuffle. In his regular evening address, he reiterated the need for change. The shake-up comes at a critical point in the war against Russian forces advancing on the Eastern Front. Zelensky is due to travel to the United States, a key ally, this month, where he is expected to outline his victory plan to President Joe Biden. With that, let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, South Africa's economy expanded in the second quarter as the electricity supply improved and consumers dipped into their wallet. But the result wasn't dislogging the case for an interest rate cut later this month. Gross domestic product rose 0.4% in the 3 months through June. That compared with no growth in the prior quarter, which was revised from a previously reported contraction of 0.1%. All but one of the 17 economists in a Bloomberg survey expected an expansion. The median estimate was for a 0.5% rise. The South African Reserve Bank is widely expected to lower its benchmark rate by 25 basis points when it delivers its next policy decision on September 19th. And that's all from the business news. Here, sports follows next. In soccer news now, Kaizer Chiefs coach Nasruddin Nabi has confirmed the return of midfielder Njabulo Blom at the launch of the Betway Premiership. 24-year-old Blom was a regular under former coach Bradley Carnell and has featured in 37 games in all competitions for the American club. But he is now seemingly not in the plans of new coach John Hackworth and was recently suspended by the club for transgressing internal rules. Nabi confirmed Blom's move back to Naturena as well as the signing of defender Bradley Cross during the launch of the Betway Premiership.
Because all the clubs want big money. No, not only big money. I think Kaizer Chiefs have a big money, but the clubs don't need me. I talked with my colleague. His need is player. All the coach need his best player. It's difficult. Why? Because the level for the player coming Kaizer Chiefs, I want a high level. I don't accept the medium player. For that, I take the time. I refuse. Yesterday, I refuse one striker when he's playing Portugal, but I refuse him because don't have the level for for Kaisership, for the level, what I look Kaisership, is the level for Kaisership. For that, I take the time, and if we don't have the opportunity, I don't take. You know, but I'm very, very happy for coming for Jabulu. Experience. He's a boy for the family. Bradley, I'm sure have a personality, have the quality. You need to use him correctly. And his young player is not. We continue together with the committee to work hard with my staff, with scouting unity to look the best player for the.
Meanwhile, Mamelodi Sundowns coach Manqoba Mqidi says that they will win games this season with how they are playing.
Thanks for having me here. First, I can't talk without even showing a sense of gratitude to the PSL and to Betway, because to many people listening, it's obvious that we are a big league in Africa and in the top 10 in the world. But the truth is, it's the exertion of the PSL that makes it a point that the league becomes a very sustainable bread and butter for so many families. And bringing corporates like Betway and making sure that we sustain this is something that we should all appreciate, because they had goosebumps when Sismato was saying, where did this thing start with the 150,000 rents grant, which was supposed to feed so many families at that time. So first, I feel it's important that we should show that sense of gratitude, because we are not entitled. Other people are working very hard to make sure that it happens. Second, going into the expectations of the season, I think it is true, everybody always expects more from Sundowns, and obviously there are question marks about the style of play and all that, which is normal, but I do believe over the past 3 matches that we have played, there are a lot of positives in what we win as a lot of matches, because what I always wanted to try and achieve was to create an environment where we create a lot of scoring opportunities. And that is, for me, what is also making us maybe when we get into the Champions League. Obviously, we are expected to win a lot of matches in the PSL because of so many other reasons, but the truth of the matter is our preparation is going to be a little bit difficult this year, considering that we are competing in 7 competitions. And when the season finishes, it will probably be the beginning of another big competition that will be coming. And there are a lot of question marks about some players not playing regularly and all that. But the truth is, it's very important for ourselves to periodize our players in terms of the number of games they play, and a whole lot of other things that we look at as the metrics that are very important to us.
Moving on to athletic news now, South Africa's gold medalist Bayanda Walaza plans to stick with his coach and his uniquely strange running style when he goes to the University of Pretoria next year. Walaza, who faces matric prelims starting on Thursday, said he had already turned down a few offers to US universities since his meteoric rise that started with the 4x100-meter Olympic silver at the Paris Games last month. The 18-year-old plans to stick with his coach Thabo Matebedi, who made it all happen. This is what Walaza had to say upon his return.
But it's to dominate, because we have Akani Simbini. We cannot just say Akani Simbini at this point. We have a lot of athletes, so my goal is to dominate and be one of the best sprinters in the whole world. It's not the time, it's being the world. I want to be one of the best sprinters that ever South Africa produced. Now, but I'm still young, I still have a chance to break it next year. Next year, because I'm still a junior also next year. So, also, I'm not that one person who likes rushing things. If it's time, it's gonna be that time to do it. So, because I can rush things, and everyone, I'll keep, maybe people will give me pressure to break the time, and then I start rushing the process, then I get injuries, then no one cares anymore. So it's better I take it on my own pace, because I see as I'm taking it in my own pace, it's going very well, because there is a SA record, okay, there's someone who's holding an SA record and all of that, but I won World Juniors with a 10-1-3, while there's people in that race who runs 10-0 something and all of that. So I say, at this point, if it's your time, there's nothing that's gonna change it. So if it's my time to run that to run a sub-9, it will happen. But I don't need pressure maybe from people to force me that do it, you must run it immediately, all of that. No, when the time is right, it will come.
And that's where we're going to have to leave it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. The team is back again tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.